The thug pointed a gun and executed her husband right in front of her. Then they dug a hole and tossed both of them in. They had no idea she was still alive. Her name was Brenner. A soldier with elite combat training was heading on vacation with her husband Dylan, a police officer, when a truck driver hurled crude remarks at her and dangerously sped past. After a long drive, they stopped at a roadside restaurant. While Dylan was in the bathroom, Brenner waited alone outside. That's when Butch the truck driver returned and approached her, this time more aggressive, spewing foul insults. Dylan emerged just in time, and the two men immediately clashed in a heated confrontation. Just as the situation was about to escalate, an elderly woman stepped in, separating the two men. Smiling at Brenner and Dylan, she joked that the town wasn't used to seeing such a cute couple, then apologized for Butch's behavior. Dylan thanked her warmly for intervening. The couple continued driving and found a scenic forest spot to camp. As they settled in, a female officer approached Brenner, warning that locals could be unfriendly to outsiders and urging caution. Grateful, they chose to hike instead of camping overnight. After the officer left, the couple kept walking. When Dylan asked which way to go, Brenner chose left. As rain began to fall, they found a small cabin and took shelter inside, sharing a warm, romantic moment as they talked about the weather. As Dylan enjoyed the romantic moment, Brenner explored the cabin and discovered a hidden compartment filled with ammunition. Alarmed, she called Dylan, who also sensed something was wrong. They decided to leave immediately, but before they could, Butch appeared from behind and knocked them out with the butt of his gun. When they woke up, Brenner and Dylan were bound in a room. Butch tortured Dylan, forcing Brenner to watch in helpless desperation. Just then, one of Butch's men revealed that Dylan was a police officer, deepening their danger. Butch panicked briefly before entering the room and apologizing for not knowing Dylan was a police officer. But moments later, he coldly shot them both, then ordered his men to dispose of the bodies. They dug a deep hole and tossed them in. The scene shifts to a flashback of Brenner during her police training. It's clear Brenner is no ordinary woman but a fierce warrior feared by any enemy. In the present, she wakes to find everyone gone. Miraculously, the bullets only grazed her, leaving a deep, bleeding wound. Her first instinct is to check on Dylan. Finding him dead, she tenderly covers his body with branches, concealing him carefully. Burdened with grief, Brenner returns to their campsite, blaming herself for Dylan's death. As memories of her true identity resurface, a fierce resolve takes over. She vows to avenge her husband and make the enemy pay. Brenner grabs an axe and sets off, fueled by a fierce drive for revenge. Meanwhile, Butch returns to his mother's house, where he and his children continue tormenting a woman. In his usual brutal manner, Butch grabs her from behind, forcing a kiss as she fights to escape. The locals live in constant fear of his family's violence. Butch and his family have kidnapped women, exploiting them at will. Butch's mother interrupts, urging him to eat quickly for more work. Meanwhile, Brenner, having fashioned a sharp weapon from wood, attacks swiftly, killing one of Butch's henchmen. Though troubled by her actions, she disposes of the body and disappears into the forest, her mission far from finished. Brenner continues her mission, taking down one man and severing another's leg. Instead of finishing him, she lets him flee, sparing him out of mercy. She then sets a fire that engulfs one of Butch's cabins, causing a massive explosion. Sheriff Hobbs, armed and alert, hears the blast and begins searching for its source. Butch and his mother hear the explosion. Butch watches smoke rising from his cabin, unease settling in. His mother orders him to investigate. In the forest, he finds one of his men badly injured from Brenner's attack. Without hesitation, he helps him into the truck and speeds away. Brenner lies silently in the back of her truck. Meanwhile, Butch returns and tells his mother several of their men are dead. Enraged, she slaps him and blames him for the chaos, then orders him to find the outsiders, knowing they'll need stronger reinforcements. Butch's mother taps into her vast network and meets a quiet, bookish friend to investigate Brenner. As he searches the records, he's shocked to learn Brenner is a former military operative. News that visibly rattles her. Meanwhile, Sheriff Hobbs finds one of Butch's men dead in the woods and quickly reports it to the command center. Deep in the forest, Brenner carefully sets traps to target those hiding nearby. Meanwhile, Sheriff Hobbs' team finds the body, and an officer identifies it as one of Mother's men. He explains that the entire forest is under her control, every action taken with her blessing. Disturbed by her far-reaching power, the sheriff requests a direct meeting with her. A girl at the command center secretly working for Mother warns her that Sheriff Hobbs is coming. When the sheriff's men arrive to report the bodies, Mother feigns concern, claiming her man took his own life. Though Hobbs sees through the lie, he says nothing and quietly leaves with his team. That night, Mother and her children drank themselves into a stupor, mourning their fallen companion. Hours later, a drunk and disoriented Butch stumbled inside, unaware that Brenner was waiting in the shadows. She struck without mercy, slashing his throat in revenge. Silent, she watched as he gasped for air until he finally died with the first light of dawn. Hidden in the shadows, Brenner watched as one of Mother's men dragged a terrified girl into a locked room. Realizing many others were being held captive, she slipped in to free them. But fear froze the girls, and when one screamed, a guard burst in and opened fire. A bullet struck one of the girls, killing her instantly, but Brenner quickly took down the attacker with expert precision. Grabbing a girl named Emily, she fled into the forest. Meanwhile, Mother learned of Butch's death and the girl's escape. Devastated and furious, she ordered an all-out manhunt, unleashing her men and hounds to track Brenner down. In the forest, one of Mother's men stumbled into Brenner's trap and was killed instantly. Another arrived soon after, only to be gunned down by her. That night, Brenner and Emily shared a quiet moment under the stars. Emily, pregnant and scared, confided her fear of what her mother might do. Brenner calmly promised to protect her and help her start over. Meanwhile, Mother unleashed her fiercest tracker, Hunk, and his hunting dogs to find them. The next morning, Emily was captured, but Brenner arrived in time, swiftly killing her captors. Sheriff Hobbs also appeared but was shot in the leg by one of Hunk's men. Brenner took the shooter down instantly. She and Emily helped the injured sheriff to safety, and Brenner warned him they needed to mislead the enemy, or they'd be overwhelmed at every turn. Brenner and Emily left their hiding place, following a creek until they encountered the same female officer who had once warned Brenner. Desperate, they begged for help. She let them into her car, and the exhausted women quickly fell asleep. But when they awoke, they were surrounded. Mother and her men had found them. The officer had betrayed them, secretly on Mother's payroll. As the group began torturing them, Emily broke down and revealed she was pregnant with Butch's child. Mother, upon hearing Emily's confession, coldly ordered her men to take the girl away. Brenner was bound and left in a cell, awaiting torture. But Emily, finding a brief moment of courage, smuggled in food and killed the unsuspecting guard. She freed Brenner, and the two stormed the main room, where a fierce fight ensued. Brenner fought with precision, taking down attackers one by one. But just as they gained the upper hand, Mother grabbed Emily, holding a blade to her throat, forcing Brenner to freeze and drop her weapon. Amid the chaos, a man lunged at Brenner from behind, while Mother slit Emily's throat. Brenner fought off her attacker, but when she reached Emily, she found the girl already dead. 3 months later, Mother sat in her garden when a chilling message, Judgment Day, arrived. In that moment, she was struck by a fatal shot. From her hidden position, Brenner watched, her revenge complete. She turned and walked away, leaving the bloodshed behind. The screen fades to black. The film ends. Thank you for watching.